It was a warm, sunlit morning in Enchantia, and Queen Sofia stood before her bedroom mirror, adjusting the sparkly necklace around her neck. Her long chocolate-brown hair flowed in soft waves, glimmering in the morning light. She wore a soft pink and white checkered top with fluffy sleeves, a gift from her daughter Elara, who had insisted, "Mama, wear this. You look like cotton candy." Sofia smiled at the memory as she paired it with light blue jeans and white ballet flats, her perfect travel outfit for the day ahead. Today wasn't just any day, it was the royal family's long-awaited vacation to Paris. From the nursery, the sound of excited giggles echoed through the palace. 2-year-old Prince Lucien was bouncing in his crib, reaching up to his toy balloon mobile. Elara, now 4 and growing more curious by the day, was already dressed in a pink beret and holding a tiny map of Paris upside down. "Mama, is the Eiffel Tower really as big as our castle?" Sofia laughed softly as she entered the room. "Even taller, sweetheart. It touches the sky." Behind her entered Prince Leo, her kind and clever husband, wearing a navy blue travel coat and matching scarf. "Carriages are ready. I packed all my coloring books and my magic wand just in case." Sofia quickly made sure everyone had their things: diaper bag, Elara's plush unicorn, her own pink travel pouch, and then the royal family made their way to the private airstrip, where a sleek, lavender-tinted royal jet stood waiting. The flight was smooth and full of joy. Elara sat by the window, pointing at the cottony clouds and making up stories about sky dragons and cloud castles. Lucien dozed peacefully in Sofia's lap, his tiny fingers curled around the edge of her top. Sofia looked out at the endless sky, her heart full. This wasn't a diplomatic trip or a magical quest, it was just about them. Family. Leo gently nudged her shoulder. "Remember the first time we talked about Paris, right after the wedding?" "I do," Sofia smiled. "And I never thought we'd return with 2 little adventurers." The moment the plane began its descent, Elara cheered, "Bonjour, Paris!" The royal family arrived at a grand hotel near the Eiffel Tower. Their suite had a balcony that overlooked the Seine River and the rooftops of the city. Everything looked like a painting. Petals fluttered from flower boxes, and the streets below bustled with cozy cafes and artists. Later that afternoon, Sofia and her family strolled through the streets of Paris like ordinary tourists, though many turned their heads at the sight of the beautiful young queen in her checkered top and sparkling necklace. They began at the Jardin des Tuileries, where Elara ran ahead, chasing butterflies and watching merry-go-rounds spin. Lucien sat on Leo's shoulders, pointing at the floating boats in the fountains. "Paris is like magic," Elara whispered, her eyes wide as they reached a street filled with glowing bakeries and chocolate shops. Sofia nodded. "It is, but the best magic is being here with both of you." As evening approached, they spread out a blanket on the grass near the Eiffel Tower. Sofia unpacked a small basket the palace staff had prepared: fruit, sweet rolls, and a fresh French baguette. Elara fed crumbs to the birds, while Lucien happily clutched a buttered croissant in both hands. The sun began to set, painting the tower in golden light. Sofia leaned back against Leo, holding Lucien as Elara curled up beside her. "I want to live in Paris forever," Elara whispered. "Maybe not forever," Sofia said with a smile, brushing a lock of hair from her daughter's forehead. "But we'll come back, every year." As the lights of the Eiffel Tower flickered on, sparkling like stars, Elara gasped. "It's a fairy castle," Leo chuckled. "That's what I thought the first time I saw it too." Back at the hotel, Sofia read the children a bedtime story, one about a magical rose hidden somewhere in Paris that could grant a single wish. Elara hugged her unicorn close, whispering, "I'd wish for more days like today." Sofia felt her heart melt. Once the little ones were tucked in, she stepped out onto the balcony. The tower shimmered in the distance, and the moon bathed the city in soft silver. Leo joined her with 2 cups of warm cocoa. "For the Queen," he said, handing her one. Sofia took a sip and looked out over the city. "We needed this, to just be us." Leo nodded. No meetings, no magic crises, no royal duties, just a family in love with the world. They stood together in the quiet night, listening to the distant sounds of a violin playing on a street corner far below. On their final day, Sofia surprised Elara with a tiny pink map just like the storybook. "Let's find the magical rose," she said, winking. With Leo carrying Lucien and Sofia holding Elara's hand, they followed the clues through cobblestone alleys, across bridges lined with lovelocks, and into secret courtyards filled with flowers. At last, in a tucked-away garden behind a chocolate shop, they found it, a glowing, enchanted rose nestled in a fountain. Elara ran to it and closed her eyes. "I wish for my family to always be happy," she whispered. The rose sparkled, releasing a tiny gust of glowing petals into the air. Lucien clapped and giggled as they danced around him. Sofia picked a petal and tucked it behind her daughter's ear. "That was the perfect wish, Elara." That evening, as the jet lifted into the clouds, Elara pressed her nose to the window, waving goodbye to the glittering Eiffel Tower. That evening, as the jet lifted into the clouds, Elara pressed her nose to the window, waving goodbye to the glittering Eiffel Tower. "Mama," she said sleepily, "next time, can we go to the moon?" Sofia smiled, brushing her daughter's hair back. "Maybe one day, but no matter where we go, the best part is going together." Lucien gave a soft yawn, resting his head against her shoulder. As they soared above the clouds, the young queen in her cozy pink top, sparkling necklace, and jeans wrapped her arms around her family. In the quiet hum of the plane, with stars blinking all around them, Sofia knew this trip would become one of those stories they'd tell forever. A tale of laughter, love, and the magic of simply being a family. The end.